What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Pigeons 420. I hope you guys are well and warm. Today I wanted to discuss something that I've been asked about a numerous amount of times, and it's a legitimate question, and I think that it's one that bears a good solid answering for because, well, it's something that I've been an advocate for a very long time, and that is bud washing and whether or not you should still be washing your buds. But before we do get into that, I want to remind you guys, if you could just toke the living daylight out of that like button, that would be fantastic. Hit that subscribe button as well because, well, YouTube doesn't like us making these videos, and the more momentum and support that we can get, the better. And of course, we're almost at 100,000 subscribers. Now, I put the question out to YouTube on my Twitter account whether or not they'll be giving us a silver play button, which I highly doubt, but I did put the question out there, so if you want to help that tweet get around, go ahead and retweet that out. But that's enough of that. Let's talk about bud washing. Now, bud washing. A lot of people actually know me, Pigeons 420, as the guy that washes his buds. It's one of these techniques that I practiced very early on, and it's something that I advocated for, that I thought most people should be washing their buds after harvest. Process is rather simple, and it includes just taking 3 buckets, room temperature water. 1 bucket has baking soda and lemon juice in it, and the other 2 buckets have nothing in it. And it allows it to get a good rinse, get off all the residuals like any bugs, hair, grime, dust, that kind of stuff. And well, for a majority of my YouTube career, I was advocating that people should be washing their buds, and for obvious reasons. And since, about a year ago, I've kind of switched up my routine and I've started using a tent, and things have kind of changed. Now, my opinion around whether or not you should wash your buds remains the same. If you are in an area or an environment that is not enclosed, that is accessible from outside either air or the environment, or if your house, it's floorboards and the environment just has access to leave, and if fresh air comes out and minimal air goes out, that's a prime environment of somebody that needs to be washing their buds. You're going to have hair in there. You're going to have dust in there. And there's nothing to stop every time you open that door of hair coming in and dust coming out and so on and so forth. So for those kind of environments, I strongly recommend that you consider washing your buds. If you've come into contact with any bugs or any kind of pesticides or sprays of any sorts, you need to wash your buds. I think that's just crucial, and it's a step that should not be forgotten, and it's underestimated far too often. The question now is, Pigeons, do you still wash your buds? And the short answer to that is no. No, I don't. And the reason for that is, ever since growing in a tent inside of another room, I've started to realize that these tents are quite isolated from exterior environments. They are almost the perfect place to be growing your herb. It's free of bugs most of the time. It's free of the dust, the grime, the dirt, the hair. It's free of, whether your pets are going to go in there. It's free of a lot of this stuff. 99% of the time, the environment is closed to everything else around it. I even have the tents inside of a lung room. So it's a room that's separate from my house that's got the tents within it. So I'm almost environment in an environment in an environment. So I've learned, or at least noticed anecdotally, that the amount of hair, dust, grime, dirt, bugs is minimal. It's almost non-existent. And if that's the case, then why go through an additional step of trying to wash your buds? There's nothing to wash. I think it's minuscule. So do I still wash my buds? The answer is no. Do I still think there are people out there that should be washing their buds? The answer is yes. I just now believe, through my own adventures and my own journey, that I've gotten to a point now where the step is a little bit redundant. It's not necessary, because I've taken the steps to provide an environment for my plants that would be the most sterile and clean. So I wanted to address that. I appreciate the comments in the comment sections that are asking me whether I still wash or whatnot. I wanted to address it, a formal statement to just let everybody know, here's where I stand. And if anybody wants to refer back to this guy that washes his buds, they can come back to this video and kind of understand that, okay, there is a difference now. There's a story to be told, and some maturity and some experience goes a very long way. So pass the question off to you. Do you have an environment that's suitable to avoid washing buds, or do you still need to wash your harvests? I think it is a legitimate process for many people, and it's not something that should be frowned upon. But I do think if you're in a place or an environment that is much more sterile and clean and less accessible than, say, an average room in a house, you don't need to wash your buds. However, that's all the time I have, guys. Don't forget, you can follow me every single night, twitch.tv/pigeons420. We get down on a little bit of Grand Theft Auto role playing. It is a lot of fun. I'm actually a cop, believe it or not. Yeah, we do that. But guys, without further delay, I appreciate you guys watching. Much love. Don't forget, as always, your face, awesome. Take care, guys. Peace.